Welcome back to Russian Hockey Explained. In part 2, I will go over all of the teams from the Western Conference of the KHL with info about their history, success, notable alumni, and interesting facts to help you pick your new favorite KHL team. We're going to start off with one of the most popular teams in the KHL, SKA Moscow. The SKA logo is likely the one you think of when you hear the words KHL, with the Red Star, an acronym which stands for Central Sporting Club of the Army. This is the same iconic franchise that was called the Red Army Team and dominated NHL teams in the Super Series, which took place from 1975 to 1991. SKA has kept the same jersey design for a while now with a red, white, and blue camo design. Their recent black alternates are not my favorite, but look much better on players in person. They are one of the most popular and successful teams in the KHL, making the finals 6 times and winning 3 since the league was founded. Their most recent triumph was winning back-to-back championships in 2022 and 2023, led by ex-Red Wings superstar Sergei Fedorov as their head coach. Some of their most notable alumni include Sergei Zubov, Nikita Kucherov, Pavel Bure, Nikita Gusev, Kirill Kaprizov, Igor Larionov, and many other household names. Their current roster is still a playoff contender with players such as ex-NHLer Maxim Mamin, Sabres prospect Prokhor Poltapov, star forward Konstantin Akulov, and 2 prospects that Blue Jackets fans are excited about with the smooth-skating Nikolai Makarov and the giant center Kirill Dolzhenkov. SKA is always a competitive team with a ton of firepower, likely to win another cup very soon. Next up, we have Dinamo Minsk, which is currently the only team from Belarus in the KHL. Minsk uses a combination of a Carolina blue D and their iconic updated bison logo on their black, white, and blue jerseys. Their team is made up mostly of Belarusian-born players, with some notable current players including Coyotes prospect Vadim Moroz, Flyers goaltending prospect Alexei Kolosov, as well as ex-NHLers Nick Merkley, Brett Ritchie, and Alex Volkov. They also recently announced the trade and signing of a KHL legend, Vadim Shapachov, who will join the team this year. Minsk is a fun team to root for with plenty of young players to keep an eye on for the next few seasons. This includes Panthers prospects Stepan Zvyagin, Yegor Ignatenko, Danil Satishvili, and Timkov Gorenya. There are not many recognizable alumni from Minsk, but some fans will recognize Ryan Spooner, as well as the franchise leader in points, Jeff Platt. Belarusian hockey is on the rise, so Minsk is definitely a team to keep an eye on for the near future. Next up, we have the 2-time Gagarin Cup champions, Dynamo Moscow. They joined the KHL in its inaugural season and have become one of the top franchises in the league. They have very simple but clean jerseys and very rarely have alternates to stay on brand. Something I find cool about their arena is the fact that it houses both an ice surface and soccer pitch in the same building for both the Dynamo hockey and soccer teams to play. This is the hometown team of Alex Ovechkin and other notable alumni, including Maxim Afinogenov, Vadim Shapachov, Andrei Mironov, and the reigning points leader in the KHL, Nikita Gusev. Their development system has been very successful recently, producing players such as Jets prospect Dmitry Rashevsky, Sharks prospects Yegor Rimashevsky and Igor Chernyshov, Arsen Timazov, as well as a potential top 5 pick in the 2025 draft, Ivan Ryabkin. Dynamo always seems to have a deep roster and some great up-and-coming stars in the system. Definitely a team to root for if you want to see a Gagarin Cup lifted again soon. KHL Red Star is an exciting new franchise created with the goal to grow the game of hockey in China. Their team is mostly built up of players of Chinese descent and have become a good starter team for former NHLers to get a feel for the KHL before moving to other clubs. They have a great dragon logo and mascot with a red, yellow, and white color scheme that looks nice on their newly updated uniforms. They have not found much success in the KHL, but did have a hot start to the 2023-24 season, which brings a lot of hope to the future of the franchise. Their current team includes former Avs pick Brandon Yip, Tyler Wong, brothers Spencer and Parker Fu, as well as former AHLer Adam Clendenning. Past rosters have included numerous former NHLers including Jamel Smith, Andre Schuster, Ryan Merkley, Taylor Beck, and current Torpedo forward and fashion icon Igor Larionov Jr. KHL is not the most successful team, but is a very easy franchise to root for with a fun team and great social media presence. Lokomotiv Yaroslavl has become one of the most talented franchises in Russian hockey. They made the finals this past season, but unfortunately fell to Metallurg in a 4-game sweep. They have a large train in the stands of their building, and their goal horn is a train whistle to keep with the locomotive theme. One moment that I must mention about the franchise is the tragic plane crash that occurred in 2011. During takeoff, there was a failure with the team plane causing a crash, and nearly everyone on the plane lost their life in a terrible event. The franchise took a few years off before starting their rebuild in the VHL, but have slowly grown back, making sure to keep the 2011 team in their memory through memorials and jersey ribbons. Their most notable alumni include Alexei Yashin, Pavel Demitra, whose life was tragically lost in the crash, Sergei Plotnikov, Semyon Varlamov, Artyom Anisimov, Vladislav Gavrikov, and Dmitry Kulikov. The current roster is primed to make another deep run with a majority of last season's roster, as well as the new addition of Alex Radulov. Their development system has been very impressive as well over the last few seasons, producing many young talented players including top Utah prospects Daniil But and Dima Simashev, as well as first-round pick Yegor Sarin, Panthers pick Vlad Lukashevich, and future star goaltender for the Penguins Sergei Marashov. Loco is a fun team with a great logo and a bright future. The next team, Severstal, is named after a local steel and mining company in their home city of Chertopovets. They have a distinct yellow and black jersey with the current iteration using a clean dotted gradient on the sleeves. As someone who is not usually a fan of a yellow jersey, I think these ones look fantastic. Their third is cool as well, showing off an alternate logo which is their mascot Seva the Lynx. Their alumni include Pavel Buchnevich, Vadim Shepachov, and Viktor Tikhonov. The current team is not the highest quality, but they do have multiple top NHL prospects under contract, including high-scoring Penguins pick Mikhail Ilyin and Canes prospects Timur Mukhanov and Vlad Grudinin. Not likely that a championship is in the near future for Severstal, but they are a fun, hard-working underdog to cheer for. For better or worse, SKA St. Petersburg is probably the most recognizable team in the KHL. SKA stands for Sporting Club of the Army and was originally founded as a team for members of the Army to compete, but no longer has any affiliation with the Russian military. They have recently updated their uniforms from a copycat Rangers look to a more modern patriotic logo and design. They recently finished SKA Arena, which is touted as the largest hockey arena in the world and is able to hold 21,542 fans. They have a lot of money to work with and are able to entice the top youth players from all over the country to join their organization with top-notch facilities and perks, which allows them to refresh their roster with new talent. Some of the biggest names from the SKA alumni pool include Kovalchuk, Datsuk, Panarin, Tarasenko, Kuzmenko, Marchenko, and this list could probably go on forever, honestly. The current roster has not found the success that they are looking for, but includes players like top defensive prospect for the Carolina Hurricanes and current SKA captain Alexander Nikishin, star forward Marat Hayrulin, Devils prospect Arseny Gritsuk, and newly acquired ex-NHLer Mikhail Grigorenko. SKA may not be the most likable franchise, but you cannot deny their ability to develop top-quality players who are ready to make an impact in the NHL. Sochi has become one of the most well-known teams in the KHL despite never finding much success during their existence. They are most famous for accepting Matvey Michkov and Murat Huznadinov on loan over the past 2 seasons and have capitalized off of their temporary young stars. Their current roster has players such as Michkov's line mate Artur Tianulin, Sharks prospect Yegor Spiridonov, Leafs pick Nikolai Chabikin, and Amir Garayev. Another important player to know on Sochi is Alexander Suvorov, who just signed with the club this past month. He missed the entire last season with injury, but I was very impressed with his play 2 years ago, and I think he could be a major contributor if he plays this year. Sochi plays in the arena built for the 2014 Winter Olympics, and they recently updated their jerseys and logos to keep with the trends of the new KHL. Sochi is not likely to win a championship anytime soon, but they are a fun underdog to root for as they often get young stars on loan. Spartak Moskva is one of the oldest franchises in the league, originally founded in 1946 and are currently one of the best teams in the KHL. They have stuck with the same jersey design for most of their history with a simple S logo and a red and white design. The Spartak Arena is one of my favorite in the world. I love the multicolor seats and their fans provide a great atmosphere. Their current roster is led by ex-NHLers Nikolai Goldobin, who had a fantastic year last season, and Ivan Mrazov. Last season, their team was also led by new Islanders signee Maxim Sipaklov and a late addition of Ilya Kovalchuk. Their notable alumni include Dominik Hasek, who finished his career with Spartak in 2011, and Branko Radivojevic, who captained the team for 2 years. Next season's team is primed for a deep run with multiple free agent signings, including Bruins prospect Roman Michkov, NHL crash-out Adam Ruzicka, and human wrecking ball Andrei Mironov. A majority of last season's team is still there and hungry to win. Spartak is a team that is primed to win a cup soon, so you better hop on the bandwagon right now. Next up, we have Torpedo Nizhny Novgorod, which has become one of the most popular teams in the league for a number of reasons. Their current roster is full of young talent that fans have gravitated to for their skill and fun atmosphere. Their captain is Habs defensive prospect Bogdan Konyushkov, who has become a top KHL defender and a great leader with an NHL future. One of their best players is 22-year-old Vasily Atanasov, who is an elite forward who scored some filthy goals this season before getting injured and is primed for another high-scoring season. Two names most North Americans know are 2024 prospects Anton Silayev and Nikita Artemonov, who were selected by the Devils and Canes early in the draft. Last year's roster also included newly signed Avs forward Nikolai Kovalenko, who should have the opportunity to make an impact in the NHL next season. Another fan favorite is Igor Larionov Jr., who you can probably guess is the son of NHL legend Igor Larionov, who is currently the head coach of Torpedo and has brought a progressive North American style of coaching to the KHL, finding success very quickly. They are currently updating their arena, have some great jerseys and a ton of mascots, as well as a great fan atmosphere involving tons of chants and songs. If there is a team to hop on the bandwagon of, it's Torpedo. They have a deep current roster, and changes to their development system have created tons of new talent rising up every year. They have a great chance to win the Gagarin Cup in the very near future, and are definitely a team to watch over the next couple of years. The final team of this video is Vityaz Moskva, and if you're keeping track, that's the fourth team that plays in Russia's capital. Vityaz translates to knight in English, and they have kept their crest, which contains the Cyrillic V character and text that reads "Us under God," as well as Moscow region in Russian. The team was originally called Vityaz Chekhov, and they joined the KHL in its inaugural season, where they registered a whopping 6 wins. They have not improved much since then, as they were the last place team in the league this past year, but at least they have some pretty cool jersey designs. They are the hometown team of Artemi Panarin. They signed Sabres star Maxim Afinogenov to finish his career, and goaltender for the Canes Pyotr Kochetkov also played for the team for a while. Their current roster is not great, but they have a couple of budding stars in Stanislav Yarovoy and Alex Mirza-Belayev, as well as recently signed Detroit pick Dmitry Buchelnikov. Vityaz has not found much success in the league so far, but there's always next year.